Well, so I wanted to make this retrospective run. I'm gonna turn it into a video series on YouTube, and it was just because I thought my mind was kind of clouded by a lot of negative stuff about Code Vein. For example, the goddamn DLCs that are really trash, but also the freaking what is it called? The enhanced difficulty, really bad. Huh? What is my accent? Where am I from? I speak French. That's why I have a weird accent. So we're gonna run through the game again, but I'm gonna skip a lot of cinematics. I'm gonna skip a lot of sections of the game just to get through it, and also talk about the things that I think I like and dislike about the game. So yeah, everything's gonna be edited for YouTube. The first thing that we're gonna see is a character that I really hate. I think Io is so bland. She's so boring. She's the type of character that people like because, well, fan service, I guess. But it's also the type of character that I feel like needs to have a little bit of, something spicy about her in her personality. She's so boring. This whole first section of the game is so fucking long because there's a bunch of fake stuff going on, cinematics and shit like that. How old am I? I'm 23 years old. Oh, so this is where you decrease the difficulty? You can only decrease the difficulty by 1 level. Oh, so I should have done that in the previous run. Oh god, I'm dumb. I didn't know about that. Well, first thing they teach you how to do is the backstab, the most broken mechanic in the entire game. I really don't like, I would say, the environment in here. Like, the game has this tendency to keep us underground, in caves, in fucking mountains and shit like that. It's so annoying. I want to be in a city. I want to run around in a city. It's literally one of the biggest weaknesses of this game. It's kind of trash. I remember this part made me wish the game had like a berserk mechanic. It's so unfortunate. I feel like they didn't think through the game enough. Like, they didn't have enough good ideas for the mechanics of the game. They just copied Dark Souls and were like, okay, that's it. Hey, Louis. Trying to show off, huh? Do I bring him along? I don't think I want to. I want to play solo again. But the difficulty is so high that I feel like I should just reduce the difficulty anyways. That shit is so bad. Everything is a one-shot in this difficulty. I've already reduced it by 1 level, but I feel like it's just not enough. It's not enough. I'm gonna have to go through another New Game Plus. Can I skip this? I don't think I can. Oh fuck, he saw us. Really? Oh well. There we go. Ouch! I remember this guy who just come out of nowhere. I think this game is really fun, but I also think that they definitely need to... They made New Game Plus really bad. The thing with enhanced difficulty is that it's just so bad that you just get one shot all the time at some point. It ruins the game, it kind of ruins all the mechanics. Enemies are way stronger, they have way more health and all that stuff. And it's so boring to go through. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is way better. So this is one of the first things that I think it should happen more, but I'm also glad that they added enemies of this type. Like you have this guy, like Oliver, he just turns, and then you also have like in the world when you explore, you kind of have to meet some other revenants that are kind of berserked already. That's a nice part. I was actually surprised that they even added that in the game. I wasn't even hoping to see that in the full game. And I think it would be way better to see more of this type of enemies instead of meeting, I don't know, the goddamn bug looking lost. They're so, I hate how they look. I hate how they look like bugs. I hate the Yetis, the gorillas. I don't like them at all. The spiky balls, I don't like them at all either. But enemies like this guy, like Oliver, if they could transform to it, that would be so sick. I'm surprised they never did that. It's really unfortunate. And I also like how like we get to go outside. Like being in the city like this is so nice. I don't like the mountains. I don't like the caves, underground city like this. This is trash. Get that shit out. The ruined city is so much better to look at. It's so much like a better representation of the game, and I like the destruction around. I like post-apocalypse. I think that's really cool, but they don't do that enough in this game. I don't know why they did that. I think it's because they wanted variety, and they also wanted to do like references to Dark Souls, like the how is it called? The cathedral. The cathedral is so fucking bad. Never do that again. The cathedral and the crypt, they should have just not done that. There are so many ways to make this game better without working too hard. They worked way too hard. Way too hard. And it was really unnecessary. Alright, let's get this guy. Yeah, I really like the environment. Not the environment, but I like the atmosphere. I like how we're outside and we're fighting some guy who's just turning. That's so nice. Oh. I have the wrong gift equipped. Oh, what the? What? No, wrong one. Whatever. It didn't heal this whole time. Okay. Ow! What the fuck? Okay, dude. Jesus. Look at the range on this thing. Oh! Well, Louis is gonna die for sure. There we go. Sometimes I'm thinking way too much, and it's not necessary. Okay, we're cool. And this is another thing that I don't like really. The guy dies like this and we don't care. Just to care about this. Just to care about Io. Fuck Io, man. Io would have been a cool character in my opinion if she had like a little bit of twist in her personality. Something like, you know how she's just all kind of innocent and somewhat empty. She's not really there, you know. It would be nice if she was like also kind of cynical. And she would somewhat criticize other characters from time to time, but she doesn't talk a lot, right? That would be nice. But she's just there. She's so lame. I don't like that character at all. So here's another thing I don't like about how Shift, because this is Shift. Shift, they really like to make storytelling based on, well, not storytelling only, but storytelling and character development based on backstory. That shit is so bad. You don't do that. The problem with backstories is that they are just there to give an idea of where the character comes from, and that's it. But what they do, for example, you see the character Yakumo, you have to go through multiple backstories to understand the character and where it comes from. You get the overall idea after one backstory is enough. That he was a mercenary, adopted by Mido and all that shit. That was enough, right? That was more than enough. But they make you go through all these backstories and all that shit. And not to, and then they also give you like his kind of love interest. It's whack. The thing that is important is not the backstory of a character. It's where they're going after you know the backstory that is important. But in Code Vein, as soon as you learn the backstory of a character, they're done. It's like there's no more thing for them to do. And it's the same thing in God Eater. Like, it's like the characters, they have like their mini arcs and then it's over for them. And that's where it's so trash, because the characters, they don't interact with each other. They're just there, and then they have something going on with them. You don't know where they come from. You don't know what they're trying to do. And then as soon as you learn about those things, they're completely obsolete. They get forgotten. It's so trash. It's such a bad way to do storytelling and character development, because there's no development. It's just backtracking, which is really lame. Like for Louis, after we're done with the cathedral, Louis is such a great character at the start of the game. He's so good. He's such a good character. But then you get to the cathedral, you meet his sister over there, and then it's over for Louis. Louis is done. Like he never interacts with anybody anymore. He never talks to anybody anymore. It's like, wow. The only good thing about Louis after the cathedral is the little the dialogue that he has with Murasame, where she's like, hey, you seem super happy now, and he just looks away, trying to be cold and cool. I think that's the best part about Louis. But then nothing. The character just fades. And that's why I don't like when they do like character mini arcs. That's so bad. As soon as you're done with the mini arc, the characters are just, they're forgotten. And it's so trash. It shouldn't be like that. And that's why I always say, God Eater 1 was, the story wasn't great, right? The story and the writing wasn't great. It was kind of cheesy. But it was really good because the characters were always there. Like Koda was always there, Soma was always there, Sakuya was always there, Alisa was always there. They were always there. And we didn't need backstory for every character. We never had a backstory on Lindo. We never had a backstory on Sakuya. We never had a backstory on Koda. And it was not necessary to like these characters. They were already good like that. I hate this storytelling so much. The thing about the backstories and shit, get that shit out of the game. It's something they developed. I don't know why they decided to go down that route. God Eater 2 is like awful because of that. I hate God Eater 2 so much. And that's why I really like the story of this game, like at the start. Because characters interact a lot. There's like a lot of discussions between the characters. A lot of discussions between Yakumo and Louis. A lot of discussion between even Mia, Louis, and Yakumo. And then after that, it's fucking over. They never fixed the texture pop-ups. I am special. I can recover blood springs. The blood tear should have also been like, there should have been an actual item in the game. There should be like a blood thirst system in the game, and then you can use the blood tears to freeze your blood thirst. Actually, that would be pretty cool. And it's something that you have to heal with the blood tears. It's really funny too, because you see the blood spring, you see the little tree in the first area of the game, and it's just there for no purpose. It would be cool if it was actually something that you would see frequently in the world of Code Vein, but you don't. It's just there, you know. You should have really let us explore the city a little bit more. The fact that there's only one area that represents the city, it's so bad. I don't like the City of Falling Flames, I don't count that. I thought they would use more things here. I really thought they would use some more stuff here. I'm surprised they didn't put an NPC in this area. This should be an area for an NPC in the game. Someone who's a little bit shady, you know, a bit weird. It's kind of creepy. I like the ambience in here. I like this a lot. See, this is the thing that the game should do more. Instead of putting you through some weird caves, this kind of structure. You run there, you move to like a building and shit like that. We don't even go inside buildings. Come on, man. It's interesting how they removed some of the stuff because you know Yakumo was supposed to be against you when you you join the thing first, like when you come here first. He doesn't trust you at all. Oh shit. So they removed it. I don't know when exactly he was supposed to trust you, but it's kind of interesting. They also changed the intro of the game. The first cinematic we get is not actually the cinematic we should have gotten, and the first thing that happens in the game is not actually what should have happened. From apparently, according to the screenshots and the news that we got before Code Vein came out, the intro and the cinematic, the first thing about the game, like the introduction to the game, is supposed to be during the fight against the queen, and that is why the IGN first video is actually in that zone, in that area of the game, because it's supposed to be the actual first thing you do in this game. But for the full game, I think it's after the delay, they moved that. They took it out. They completely took it out. There was actually a cinematic. People have shown the cinematic. It was actually leaked somewhere. But even before the game came out, during the time where they were giving news and stuff, they gave the screenshots of that cinematic way before. They gave all the screenshots of that cinematic, and that was removed. Completely removed. It was interesting. Actually, it was really cool because in the cinematic, people have actually shown that. I don't know if I'm allowed to show it, but maybe I will post a link to show, like to direct people where the cinematic is actually. The whole thing is in first person, which is kind of cool. And you see your character is like fighting the loss and all that stuff, and people are dying. It's pretty cool. It's really well done. So it's kind of unfortunate they had to scrap that out, because they worked, you can tell they worked hard to make that cinematic, and it was kind of cool actually. And it was supposed to be the introduction to the game. And in every trailer of Code Vein, there was this guy talking. There was the narrator. He was speaking. He was making like the introduction. It was talking about the world and how you have to fight the lost. And there's always that scene. That shit was 100% the intro cinematic of the game. 100%. And right after that, you're supposed to have the cinematic where they run around and they're like, cover your hurts and all that shit. That's so cool. That was so cool. But they had to remove that, I think. Maybe they thought it was too long of an introduction. There were too many intros. So instead they decided to move it here. Which is, I don't know. I don't know if it would have been better or not. Because at the same time, when you start the game, if they started the game that way, we would have gone through the area we get when we go to the cathedral, and then we find the sword in the ground. In our memories, that would have been the first thing that we would have done in the game, and the first boss would have been the Queen's Knight. I don't know, maybe I don't know why they decided to remove that. I'm not sure why, because at the same time I don't really like the intro of this game. We walk around a lot with EO and things are kind of slow and we don't really understand what's going on. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on.